Hi everyone. So today we continue with our lesson Science Form 1, Chapter 4, Reproduction. Okay, but today we focus on 4.1. Okay, 4.1 is about sexual and asexual reproduction. Okay, so this is the textbook. If you have textbook, you can refer to your textbook. We go to Science Bulletin first. So Robert Edwards, Nobel laureate. A British scientist, Robert Edwards, was awarded by the 2010 Nobel Prize for Medicine. He had successfully invented the in vitro fertilization (IVF) technology, a method of fertilization which takes place in a glass dish test tube. How is the IVF procedure done? The IVF procedure involves fertilizing an egg cell that has been removed from the mother in a glass dish with sperm cells obtained from the father in a laboratory. The fertilized egg cell is left to grow until it develops into an early stage of embryo. Then the embryo is placed in the uterus. The embryo grows in the uterus until it is born as a baby. Edwards' research began in the 1950s. His research succeeded for the first time on 25th July 1978 when the world's first test tube baby was born. The baby was named Louis Brown. His achievement has helped many married couples with fertility problems to have children. The IVF technology has since brought millions of test tube babies into the world. Okay, so 4.1, sexual and asexual reproduction. So today we will learn compare and contrast sexual and asexual reproduction in animals and plants, reason the importance of reproduction, and be grateful for the ability to reproduce and the continuation of life as a gift from God. Do you know what reproduction is? Reproduction is the process of producing new individuals from living organisms. Reproduction is the basic characteristic of each living organism. The photograph below indicates how humans and animals reproduce. Okay, science career here. Doctors who specialize in this field are known as obstetricians and gynecologists. So, from this picture, humans reproduce by giving birth to a baby. Chicken reproduce by laying eggs, these eggs. And whales reproduce by giving birth. Okay. So reproduction can be divided into two, sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. The classification of reproduction can be seen in the following thinking map. Okay, this one. So reproduction can be divided into sexual and asexual. So sexual involves reproductive cells, occurs in humans, us, and then higher animals like mammal, bird, fish, reptile, and amphibian. And then flowering plants. Okay. For asexual, does not involve reproductive cells. Occurs in plants like onion, ginger, potato, and plants not on the flower part. Okay. And then simple organisms like amoeba, hydra, and paramecium. Okay. So this is the picture. Okay, make it smaller. So this picture, this group, first group, this one reproduced by sexual, and the second group here by asexual. So like bird, fish, reptile, mammal, flowering plant, and amphibian. This one. For this one, like potato, and then onion, ginger, amoeba, hydra, and also paramecium. This one, all of this is asexual. Okay. Next. Okay. So, sexual reproduction is the main type of reproduction that is carried out by human, higher animals, and plants. Human reproduction is not only to produce offspring, but it also involves family bonding and love. Offspring tu macam anak lah. Okay. Sexual reproduction involves two parents, which are male, lelaki, or jantan, male parent that carries male reproductive cell, and female, perempuan or betina, female parent that carries female reproductive cell. So this one is history corner. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, this one, was the first scientist who studied sperm cell using a microscope in 1677. Okay, this is the diagram. So the first, the upper part here is the from male, lelaki. Okay, male has this organ, and this one we call as testis, where testis produce male gamete. We name the male gamete as sperm. Sperm. Okay, while in female, female has this part, this organ. This part, ovary produce female gamete. We call as ovum. So male have sperm, female has ovum. Okay. Sexual reproduction produces a new generation that is different from its parents and shows genetic variation. So the new generation is not same like the original. Okay. So do you know how a new generation is formed? What causes the formation of babies in the body of pregnant mothers? The first process involved is known as fertilization, pembenihan. Okay, fertilization. There are two types of sexual fertilization which are internal, dalaman, internal fertilization, and external, luar. Internal dalam, external luar. Okay, internal fertilization and external fertilization. The difference between internal and external fertilization are summarized in table below. This one, Okay. So in internal fertilization, nucleus of the male gamete fuses with the nucleus of the female gamete inside the body of the female parent. Inside the body, di dalam badan perempuan. Inside the body of the female parent. Perempuan ataupun betina lah untuk animal. Okay. While for external fertilization, nucleus of the male gamete fuses with the nucleus of the female gamete outside the body of the female parent. Okay, and then here, the difference, the male parent releases sperm into the body of the female parent, while for external, the male parent releases sperm and the female parent release ovum. This fertilization occurs in the water, Okay. The male gamete from the male reproductive organ will be released into the female reproductive organ, which has the female gamete and fuses to form a zygote. Okay. While for external, the male gamete usually swims towards the ovum and fuses with it. Okay. We look at the picture, the diagram. Okay. Like this one, dragonflies. So this is a male and this is female. Okay. So the male fuses inside the body of a female. Okay, but for like fish, this one, okay, this is female and this is male. Male, female. So female fish produce ovum here, and male produce sperm. So this sperm will swimming towards ovum. Sperm will swim towards ovum. External, di luar badan. This one inside the body, masuk dalam badan. Okay. So that is the difference. Next. Okay. Asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a process of producing new individuals without involving reproductive cells. Asexual reproduction occurs in simple organism, very small organism, like amoeba, paramecium, and hydra. Okay, plants, plants in like onion, ginger, and potato also reproduce asexually. Okay, for asexual reproduction, only one parent, not two. Sexual reproduction, we need two parents, but for asexual, we need only one parent is involved. Fertilization does not occur in asexual reproduction. The new individuals produced are genetically identical to their parents. variations do not occur among the new individuals. Various types of asexual reproduction is explained in figure, next figure. Okay, so the new generation is actually genetically identical, sama seperti yang asal, genetically identical. Okay, so this one shows here tissue culture is an example of biotechnology that produce new individuals. This technique produce new plants in a short time, like this one. You can see. Okay, tissue. This is tissue culture. Okay, we proceed. Okay, this one. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So let us focus on this one, binary fission. And after this, we will look on the video. Okay. Binary fission. Binary fission is the division of a single parent cell into two daughter cells. From a single become two cells. Okay. Examples like amoeba, paramecium, and bacteria. Like this. This is bacteria. Okay. And then this is the diagram. The diagram of binary fission. How it happened. First, this one is the original or the parent cell of amoeba. This is the parent cell. And then from one nucleus, it divided into two nucleus. Okay, and then it divide into two daughter cells. It divide into two, and let's become like this. Two daughter cells separate. Okay, separated. Okay, number two. This is there are five types of sexual reproduction. Okay, for the second type, budding. We call this one as budding. Budding is the process of forming a bud on the organism's body. A bud. I will show you later what is the bud. Okay. A bud starts off as a swelling. Then it develops and breaks off as a new young. Examples: hydra and yeast. Okay. Example like this. Okay. This is the parent, and then a bud come out like this. This is the bud, and then become a bigger. And then become like this lah. Okay. Next, we have a regeneration. Regeneration occurs from the ability of the fragments of some organisms to grow and develop into completely new individuals. Examples: flatworms, starfish, and planaria. Like this one, this is planaria. Planaria, when we cut this planaria, so it can divide, become two new individuals. Okay. And then we have spore formation. Spore formation is the process of producing spores in the sporangium. After the sporangium breaks, the tiny and light spores get scattered by the wind. When they land on a moist place, they grow into new plants. Examples: algae, fungus, fern, and bacteria. So, example, this is fern. This is fern. Okay, in the diagram, this is sporangium. So this sporangium have a spore, tiny little dot like this, spore. Okay. And then for the last example here, carrot, from vegetative reproduction. Vegetative, sayur. Okay. Vegetative reproduction is a method of producing new plants from a vegetative part of a plant except the flower. Example of vegetative parts are the roots, underground stems, runners, bulbs, and leaves. So examples like carrot, strawberry, ginger, yam, and potatoes. Okay. On this diagram, we have a ginger, and then this is bud, this is root. Okay, and then we have a new plant on top of the ginger. Okay. So to make it clear for you, I will show you a video. I will show you, not a video, a few videos. Okay. So before that, let me stop this one. Okay, I will share you the video. This one, the asexual reproduction in whole. Okay.
Asexual reproduction. By the end of this topic, you will be able to describe different types of asexual reproduction, describe vegetative propagation and its types, describe different methods of artificial propagation. Asexual reproduction is a form of reproduction that involves the production of a new organism by a single parent. Fission refers to the division of parent cells into two parts. This is the simplest type of reproduction and is seen in single-celled organisms such as amoeba and paramecium. In amoeba, the nucleus first divides into two equal parts. This is followed by the division of the cytoplasm. Thus, the two daughter amoeba formed grows and attain full size and then split again. In some organisms, such as Spirogyra and flatworm, the organism breaks up into two or more fragments after maturation. These fragments grow into new individuals. In budding, one or more new organisms grow in the form of a bulb-like projection called bud. It grows and then may eventually break away from the parent. If you view a solution of warm water, sugar, and yeast powder under the microscope, you will observe in yeast that a little cytoplasm accumulates at one end of the cell and the bud is formed. The nucleus divides into two and one of them enters the bud. In yeast, the buds form rapidly and create a chain of yeast cells if there is enough supply of nutrition. In Hydra, bud appears on the body wall, which grows into a full Hydra in a day or two. And a spore is a tiny, spherical unicellular body covered with a thick wall. It grows into a new plant when conditions are favorable. Bread mold, that can often be seen growing on moist, stale bread, grows when spores settle on the bread. In the regeneration mode of reproduction, an entire new organism can grow from some pieces or cells of the parent organism. A flatworm can be cut into many pieces, and each piece will grow into a complete new flatworm. Vegetative reproduction refers to the production of new plants from parts of the mother plant, such as roots, stems, or leaves, without help of any reproductive organ. Potato. There are several buds present on the surface of a potato called eye. A piece of potato with at least one eye on its surface is planted in the soil to develop a new plant. Ginger. In ginger, new plants are produced by some parts of underground stems. Onion. In onion, new plants are produced from the bulb, which is an underground stem with thick leaves. Strawberry. In plants like strawberry, the shoots with the buds bend towards moist land and grows into a new plant. Bryophyllum. The plant of bryophyllum reproduces with the help of its leaves. A bryophyllum leaf contains various buds on its margin. When these buds fall on moist soil, they give rise to new plants. Several artificial methods are developed for vegetative reproduction, which are commonly used to grow many plants from one plant. This is referred to as artificial propagation. Some of these methods include grafting, cutting, layering, and tissue culture. In grafting, a twig of one plant called scion is kept over the cut stem of another plant called the stalk. Then they are tied up together. The tissue of the scion and stalk combine to form a new plant. This method helps in developing a high-yielding and disease-resistant species of plants. In cutting, a healthy young branch or stem of the plant having buds is cut off and planted in moist soil. The cutting develops roots and grows into a new plant. In layering, a young healthy branch is bent down towards the ground and covered with moist soil. After some time, roots develop from the covered part. This is called a layer. This branch can now be cut to form a new plant. In tissue culture, a piece of tissue is cut off from the growing tip of plants and kept in the nutrient medium under controlled conditions. The hormones present in the nutrient medium helps in the cell division. It leads to development of roots and shoots. These plantlets are then grown in the moist soil. Vegetative reproduction is very useful as it allows developing new plants very quickly, exact copies of the parent plant are produced, plants propagated with this method need less attention in their early stages of growth, and new variety of plants can be developed.
Okay, so that is asexual reproduction in whole. Okay, so now I want to show you a video. We focus on binary fission only. Okay, so let me open first the video. Okay, so now I will, oh wait, okay, I will share to you. Okay, so I hope you can see now. Let me replay. Oh, sorry, this is planaria. Not this one. Okay, wait. Okay. I share again. Binary fission. This one from protozoa. Okay, maybe I play this video faster. Okay, I play faster. Okay. So this is how binary fission happen in protozoa. So now it's separated into two daughter cells. So this is binary fission. Okay. Next, I will show you about budding. Let me open the video first. Okay. Okay, let me share to you. Now, budding. Okay, and this budding I show you by example of Hydra. This is Hydra. Okay.
Hydra. Hydra is one of the simplest sedentary multicellular freshwater organisms, about 1 centimeter long. It has a tubular body.
Let me play in normal. Okay. Okay.
Hydra. Hydra is one of the simplest sedentary multicellular freshwater organism, about 1 centimeter long. It has a tubular body with a basal disc for attachment and a free distal or oral end-bearing mouth and circlet of tentacles. Hydra reproduces asexually by budding.
Budding.
At
This
the
is
time
bud.
of asexual reproduction,
one,
small buds appear on the body wall. As the bud elongates, a mouth opens at its free anterior end, followed by the development of tentacles at the base of the oral region. The newly developed hydra detaches from the parent body and fixes on a substratum.
Okay. So next we go to regeneration. For regeneration, I show you planaria. Okay, maybe I play faster. Forward. This is planaria. Cut into two. Potong dua. Cut two. So this is the tail part. Tail tu ekor, bahagian belakang. This is the eyes. Ada mata. This is the head part. Bahagian kepala. Ini hari pertama. The first day of amputation. Okay, after 7 days, we have two identical planaria. From one becomes two. Okay. Next, we go to spore formation. I show you two video for spore formation. Maybe I show you the spore rain first. Okay, now let me share to you. This is the spore rain. Okay.
What happens if we keep a piece of bread in warm conditions for a few days? Spore formation. What happens if we keep a piece of bread in warm conditions for a few days? Yes, we will notice blue-green fungus grown on it. Fungus grows from spores present in the air. The spores are light in weight, so they keep floating in the air. Under suitable conditions, they germinate and develop into new individuals. Plants such as moss and ferns also reproduce by means of spore formation.
Okay. So next, I want to show you about the last asexual reproduction, vegetative reproduction. So I want to show you one example. Okay, I show you a potato. Okay, this is a potato. This is vegetative reproduction. So let me fast forward. Okay, so there is the last video of vegetative reproduction. Okay, so now let me share you the textbook. Okay. Okay, let's continue to the next page. Okay, but I need to rotate this one. Okay. So we continue with vegetative reproduction. This one, we have a three part for vegetative in this textbook. Okay, so first is root. Okay, root of parent plant will grow into new plants. Example of plant like carrot and sweet potato. Okay, stem, batang. Stem of parent plant will grow into new plants. So underground stem like this, underground stem. Let me make it bigger. Okay, this one. This is the stem. This is the stem. Okay, so we have the old potato here, the original, and then become new potato. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Become from one potato become more potatoes. Okay, grass. we have a stem, and then become like this. Well, we call this one as a runner. This one we call as runner. Dia bersambung. Okay. And then C, we have bulb. Bulb. This is example of bulb. Okay. And then another one, we have leaf. Leaves of parent plant will grow into new plants. So this is leaf. We have a new leaf, a small one. Okay, like this. And then become a new plant. This is another example. This is bryophyllum. And then this is begonia. Okay. So we go to the last part. What is the importance of reproduction? So all living organisms reproduce to produce new individuals. What will happen if a living organism does not reproduce? Reproduction is very important to increase the number of organisms of the species. The failure of an organism to reproduce can cause extinction. Pupus, tidak ada. Okay. What are the other importance of reproduction? So, I like this one, penguin. I incubate my eggs and take care of my offspring to ensure my species keep on living. Okay. And then this one, chicken. Reproduction increases the number of individuals of the same species. Reproduction transfers the genetic information to the new generation. Okay. Next. Be grateful for the ability to reproduce and the continuation of life as a gift from God. Baby dumping, buang anak. Baby dumping, buang anak. Baby dumping cases have been increasing tremendously day by day. You know that the ability to reproduce is a gift from God which has to be appreciated. Baby dumping is a barbaric act, perbuatan yang sangat tidak baik, and should not happen. The babies born are the descendants of the human species. So, last part dia cakap pembuangan bayi, memang perbuatan yang sangat tidak baik. It's not very good act. Okay, so that's all for today. This is our class. So we stop this record now.